Numbers are all around us. Uh, just started to observe more deeply how ingrained everything we do really is about a number. So, what do I mean by that? If you are in a class and there are 20 students and your grade is an A, you may be number one in the class for that particular uh, period of time, that term, that semester. If there's an exam and all 20 students take the exam, you were the third student to turn that exam in. That's number three. The grade. The grade is typically about a percent out of 100. So if there's one question, you got the one question correct, that would be 100%. If there was one question and you got zero correct, that would be a 0%. If there were 100 points on a particular assignment and you earned 95, that'd be 95%, and you earn 95 points. Grade point average, otherwise referred to as a GPA. Usually the top end of the scale is 4. So like myself, I was closer to, in high school, closer to a 2.5 to a 3.0 out of a 4.0 scale. And if there were, let's say, 120 students in my particular class, I was closer to the 120 than I was to the 1 because my GPA, my scores were lower than many of the students. And that's okay. The temperature outside, whether in Celsius or Fahrenheit, the temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. The temperature is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. You watch a football game. There are four quarters. So 4 is a number. After the first quarter, 1/4 out of the 4, or 25%, has been completed. Another number. The first play for a team on offense is first down, then second down, then third down, then fourth down. The line of gain without penalties is 10 yards. So one play could earn 5 yards, the second could earn 2 yards. So 5 plus 2 is 7. You need 10 yards. So 10 minus 7 is 3. You need to get 3 yards on third down. The score of the game. A field goal. So we're talking about American football. A field goal. A made field goal is 3 points. A safety is 2 points. Plus 2 points. Plus 3 points. I say that because golf is the reverse. You want to have a low score. So if 0 is the even score, you want to have -1, -2, -3, and those would be the scores. So at the end of a tournament, you would want to have the lowest score, which means If you're playing golf, it's a par 3. You get the ball from the tee to the green in the hole in 3 shots. That's even, or 0, or E. If you get that ball in the hole in 2, 2 is less than 3. So that'd be a -1 score. So numbers are all around us, everywhere we go, everywhere we look. So nobody can argue in school, in university, in college, any type of school, numbers are going to be following us really in to infinity. We look at a paycheck. Say we earn $100. 100 is a number, and depending on how many dollars you had in a checking account prior, so let's say you had $0 prior to that first paycheck. You earned $100, so $100 goes into your checking account. So that's a plus 100. The goal with money and assets is to have a higher number, a higher positive number. If you have $100, you spend 20, 100 minus 20, you now have $80. So why am I going so in depth in so many different areas about numbers? Especially with an organization as Voices for Voices is. One is, we as an organization, we tend to do a lot of judging of our organization, of ourselves, of our projects, of our goals. We benchmark, or we look at leaders in an industry, in the nonprofit sector, in the mental health, recovery, job field, industry. And we constantly, and I'm speaking from experience, we constantly judge and look at those competitors. Whether we want to or not, we do. And what I'm finding is it's very hard not to judge in these instances. So what do I mean by that? What's an example? So an example would be donations or a giving season. So let's say you have a 1 month, another number, say there's 30 days in a month, another number. And in those 30 days, in that 1 month, an organization was able to raise $100 for their nonprofit, their charity. On the other hand, let's say an organization like Voices for Voices, to play devil's advocate, in that same 30 days, in that same 1 month, we earned $50 donations. We would look at ourselves versus a competitor of we were able to raise donations of half. So 100 divided by 50 is 2, 1/2, 50 out of 100. And we would look at ourselves and say, oh, we were half as good. We're half as good of an organization. We do half as good of work versus this particular competitor in this space. And that's the big challenge we have as an organization and as an individual who's constantly looking at ways to help as many people as possible, to do as many good things as we can. My history is not secret with recovery and alcohol abuse and relationships and all along the line. So now I'm at the point in life of wanting to kind of right as many wrongs as I can. And that's a huge part of where Voices for Voices comes in. So in this instance, in this case, this example, this hypothetical of Voices for Voices earning $50 in that 30-day period of 1 month versus a competitor raises 100, I look at that in that hypothetical sense, and then in the real sense of what those numbers are, and say again, like, it, is the work we're doing matter? Are we reaching the right people? What are we doing? What are we doing right? What things can we learn and grow? And one big thing that I've had to learn the hard way is nobody is going to be as passionate about an organization or a thing as you, in this case, me. And so trying to rally people are good, they're good natured, good intention. Trying to rally people behind the organization's mission and vision, the goals, the programs, the ideas is super hard. And I take it really hard. And I think that's where some of the extra mental health stress comes in, because, like it or not, I am, again, comparing myself, comparing not just me, but comparing organization towards organizations that, again, are doing what on paper looks to be fantastic. And I'm looking at that and, again, judging and saying, man, like, what is it going to take for us to get over the hump? What's it going to take to have people be as passionate about the organization and what we're doing, what the ideas and the thoughts and strategies? What's it going to take? And one of those hard things, looking at judging, is some of these organizations that we're judging against, or we're comparing against, or benchmarking against, have been around, have been in business for 10 or 20, 30, 100, 150 years. And so there's going to be so many more things that an organization that has that experience, that standing in the community, that brand recognition, versus our organization, where we, for all intents and purposes, just earned our 501c3 in May 25th of 2022. And so we're really a year plus, year and a half in, a little bit longer, as when Voices for Voices came about, and founded through the first A Brand New Day event, and I was just holding the third A Brand New Day event in October. And so I'm judging, and our board and stakeholders and people deciding whether, not even whether they want to donate, why should I attend your event, your gala, versus the other 100 galas and fundraisers that are out there? And we all know schedules are restrictive, and there's only so much time in a day, and trying to take more time for ourselves away from screens, away from things that could potentially add some stress. And for me and some people, being around large groups creates a huge amount of stress. And so that's really the struggle. And the numbers. So why'd I go through so many numbers, so many examples at the outset of this episode? It's because us as organizations, us as individuals, us as society, us as institutions, credit scores, What goes into a credit score? Well, we want to have the highest credit score possible. That's a number. So we go to purchase, lease a vehicle, purchase, lease, rent a house, a condo, an apartment. We want to be looked at favorably, and there are numbers that go into that. So let me just conclude with, let's try to treat people less like numbers and more like individuals, as people, as human beings. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to the Akron Community Foundation, where we, as an organization, applied for a grant for what we call Project Purple, which this is a piece of it, healing the community around the opioid epidemic, and just bringing fresh, raw stories, experiences, education to the Summit County community, Northeast Ohio, the nation, and the world. And so we are grateful that we were able to earn our first grant through the Akron Community Foundation for Project Purple. So we want to say thank you to the board, the committee that voted and made this happen. And we look forward to providing, sharing as much content, as much expertise through guests, through future shows. So until next time, I am Justin Allen Hayes, founder and executive director of Voices for Voices. And please be a voice for you or somebody in need.